April 10th, 2021, last year, at 6:11 o'clock. I was doing a live via Zoom in my office. Very quiet day. And right at the end of the recording, I felt a clunk in my body. And at that point, things start to getting more numb on my right side, and things are. I'm like, this is not good. My wife looked at me and she said, "You know, you don't look good." So we went to the bed a little bit. I start feeling the body. I said, "Let's go to the hospital right now," and she helped me go into the car. By the time I got to the stairs, I couldn't move anything. So she put me in the car. I was completely paralyzed on my right side from the head to toe. I had a hemorrhagic stroke in my cerebellum. It was a very strong one. There was like 22 people in my room. They were really thinking that this could be very scary because they had to go in and operate on it to try to block the hemorrhage from going further because that was very risky. So that was what was told me at the time. So they told me that don't worry, I will take care of you. And so, at that time, there was like 5 different docs, vascular surgeon, a neurological surgeon, an internist, was all discussing what they're gonna do with me. And I was like, wow, this is pretty serious. The whole story began of my being in the hospital for 15 days, ICU for 7 days, and completely paralyzed on the right side. So that was a very scary moment. Therapy that I had at that moment was picking a small metal pick and putting in a hole, and that was the end of it. And I went back to my room and I said, "That's it. That's all I can do." And the girls, the nurse at that time, they would explain to me, "No, you're gonna go to a rehab center. Just don't worry. There's more stuff to this story. So just you need to go along with the story." So I went along, and I said, "All right, let's do it." And then when I left the hospital 50 days later, we scheduled an appointment right here in this place where we are now. And I started, with Melissa, with Chris, and all the other people that helped me out, doing a program. So twice a day would come in here. They would give me homework to do. You have to do this and have to do that. And I remember like I was back in the army. I did every single thing that they told me to do Sunday through Friday, and then some. And that's when I really, for the first time in my life, I value physiotherapists, the work that they do, dedication that they put into it, where they're going, because I couldn't say, I said, where am I gonna go by doing this? But there's a purpose to it. And the beautiful part of the stuff is that as I was following what they requested me to do, things began to work. And all of a sudden, I told Chris, I'm a physiotherapist fan now. And I'm like, I gotta go there. I would tell my wife, she's like, "It's not time yet." I said, "No, but let's go." A huge buy-in, into this process. And I can only thank them so much for everything they did to me and all their expertise, their tenderness, understanding with my condition. And sure enough, one day I couldn't stand on this very path here. Then a few weeks later, I was actually walking and then running. And so I just have nothing to say but thank you to everybody that took care of me. All the movements from head to toe came back to normal. All the cognitive, the ability, equilibrium, everything came back. I was able to resume all my functions that I have. My company, thank God, gave me like 3 months for me to fully recover, and I took advantage of that. And now I'm back to doing exactly the same thing that I did in the past. And just to clarify a little bit, I did do some of the things that I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do anymore with my hands and arms. Everything came back to normal. And so I actually used to train by writing love letters to my wife with my right hand, and I'm like, let's force it. So I would have like cramps on my finger and that kind of thing, and then I would like keep writing the letters, and then my wife would see is like 10 pages of love letter to her. So that him, and today I'm I'm actually have nothing to say in terms of deficit. I'm actually, I feel like I'm normal back in place. So physiotherapy does work. I just wanted to say thank to all of them for the dedication and their expertise, which I have a profound respect, because what they are doing is trying to bring a person back to life after such a terrible experience. Every day I pass by here, I think about them, I remember them. I will never forget them till the day I die. So thank you very much for everything that you did.